from America's heartland, this is GJRB, Clinton, Iowa.
Now, GJRB brings you way out there. This is the show that talks about the weird, the bizarre, the unusual. UFOs, the paranormals, and near-death experiences. Government conspiracies. This is the place to listen to for the truth. And if you have any bizarre happenings that happen to you, or would like to talk about the weird, the bizarre, the unusual, you can call Gary right now. Area code 563-613-4260. And tell us what you see way out there. Now, here's Gary Russell.
And hello everyone, hello everywhere across America and around the world. Welcome to Way Out There.
It's that time of year.
Yeah, and I am not going to play that just yet. Way Out There, yeah. Way Out There, yeah. This is the show that talks about the strange, the unusual, the bizarre, the things that you just can't explain. Hey, you know what? Today is St. Patty's Day. How you doing, everyone? I'm Gary J. Russell. Hope you enjoy the program. We got a St. Patrick's Day edition of Way Out There on GJRB Online, and this is where we talk about the weird stuff that just can't explain for some odd reason. And it's inspired by the my favorite overnight radio show, Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie, by the way, which is the sponsor of this program, Premier Radio Networks. And Premier Radio Networks is the program that the way you do that. And it just gives you a chance to talk about what's on your mind in the bizarre and the unusual. And I'll tell you what, we got some really neat stuff to talk about on this program today, and hope you'll stay with me. Sorry about that. I got a noise in the background sometimes, and I forget to bring it up on the board or that. But anyway, I'm glad you could be aboard with me today. St. Patty's Day. I'll be talking a little bit about some of that strange stuff, like what is that? Leprechauns. That's what I was talking about. Leprechauns. We're going to do a little bit of folklore later. I got some bits on leprechauns that I thought you might like. We'll check that out. And I know you're going to like that. A little bit on leprechauns. We'll talk about leprechauns. And talk about what they are, so enjoy that. Going to talk about that. So hope you'll stay with me for that. Also going to talk about some interesting things on government surveillance. Been a big topic lately, even on our last 7 days. If you were listening earlier, we were talking about some government surveillance. And we're also talking about, I'm going to talk a little bit, touch on the subject of artificial intelligence. You know, my concern about that is that if they start making robots, robot people, I'm wondering, exactly what's going to conspire from that, because and then they another one where they're talking about putting the computer in your brain. In other words, they can make you where you can get the internet anywhere, no matter where you're at. It's just spooky. I mean, it's just they could put a computer in a human. Okay, that's just strange. So we're going to talk about that later. Strange but true, got a weird story I'm going to bring to you just a little bit. It's pretty bizarre. I mean, it is weird. We're going to talk about this. This is like goes overboard. No joke. They were talking about this weird thing. It was this guy in Zambia. I think it was purposely put up there. It looks like a really, really weird creature in the sky. Scared a lot of people running. It was over top of Zambia shopping center. and they don't know what it was, and apparently it was in the sky over the shopping center, and they say it was artificial. So we're going to talk about that and a whole lot more coming up, plus some spooky hauntings and all that good stuff. Stay with me on Way Out There. Hey, Snoop Doggy Dogg is going to be investigated. Yeah, Snoop Doggy Dogg's going to be investigated. Good. Yeah, good. Snoop Doggy Dogg's going to get it. Ah, it's about time, don't you think? I mean, really. Yeah, he's going to be investigated. And if the government could spy on anyone, it should be them. I mean, I think they should watch him now. I would. Madonna, him and Madonna very closely. Because they need to keep track of their whereabouts, their contacts. And see, if the government would spy on anyone, it should be those two. I mean, at one point, one could point a gun at a picture or a statue or some kind of clown resembling Trump. Now Snoop Doggy Dogg had a video, and he released it. The Secret Service got on it as soon as it reached YouTube. It wasn't that long after that. And it shows him pointing a gun at... he was pointing a gun, and the gun it was a toy gun. So when he shot it off, it just says bang. There's a little flag coming, it says bang, okay? Which I guess, I mean, really, if it's just a toy gun, but the point of the matter is, here he is doing this, and scaring people with it. He's scaring, I mean, this is the threat. I don't care, okay? This is a threat. Don't give these poor excuses like it's only a video. And it's only comedy. I tell you, it's not. You see, liberals aren't very smart. And this guy is a bleeding heart liberal. He is not smart. Okay? They don't know the difference. What you might think is comedy, to them, they might think it's comedy. We take very seriously. I think the Secret Service will be watching these celebrities and these celebrity comments that are being made online on Facebook and Twitter and Google Plus, because this is not funny anymore. I think actors, sports figures, recording artists should just do their job and entertain and keep the political mouth shut. I don't care for their opinion. I don't care what they think. I don't give a blast what they feel. Just watch their performance. They're court gestures, which means that they shut up. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Court gestures should just shut their mouth and perform and stay out of politics, because you don't know what you're talking about. All right? This is all simple. Hey, recently McDonald's compromised a Twitter calling Trump disgusting. Now, according to the report, and I've been checking this out for the past few hours, and since I came home from my cardiac and around there, I checked this last night, because what they're saying is that the Twitter got compromised. It was a hacker. The hacker got into the McDonald's Twitter account and posted that information. And it posted it. Now, I like McDonald's. They're okay. Their hamburgers are fine. But they're not as good as they were when I was a little kid. Okay? I don't think they were that fantabulous even then. But they got better a little bit down the line. They had some good sandwiches. They were juicy. I wish they'd bring back that McDLT, because that was the fabulous sandwich. That was incredibly good. And they took it off. And I always wondered whatever happened to it. I think the cell just was not good. But their hamburgers kind of went in decline. But the point of the matter is, if McDonald's was victimized by a hacker, then they should come up and apologize to Donald Trump and the Trump administration for that posting. I think that's what they should do. Because, see, this is my theory on this. If you were not the one who posted that, but yet it was posted in your namesake, I would be apologizing for it. No doubt about it. Because this was uncalled for. Seriously, what is the matter with people? I'm telling you, I'm so sick and tired of people Trump bashing. Okay, you don't like the man, I get it. You're afraid of the man, I get it. But come on, get off his back. The man, give him a chance, for heaven's sakes. Yeah, this is, he took office in January 20th. That was the day that we did a Way Out There show. On that show, that was like the last Way Out There show we did, he took office. Okay, that was 2 months ago. A little less than that. It's almost 2 months. It'll be 2 months Monday. Okay. 2 months Monday or Tuesday. I'm looking at my calendar. Monday. Okay. 2 months Monday. And, really? I mean, come on. It's been only 2 months. Okay, yeah, you don't like the decisions he made because a lot of the decisions he made is blocking terrorists from coming into America, and these potential terrorists are from Syria, Iraq, all them places. And there's been a new revision on that, by the way. I'll get to that here in a little while, but there's been a new revision on it. And I'll be talking about that here. But this is Way Out There on GJRB Online. I'm glad you could be with me today here on GJRB. Got a lot of fun stuff coming up. Like I said, we're going to be doing a scroll through social media. I'm going to have Linda Moultonhouse Earth Files. Have an interesting story there. I might play a piece of it, but I'm not sure yet. I might. A little piece of it, and talks about a strange mountain, or some kind of mountain that was cut in I think it was Alaska. Okay, I'm going to talk about that. It's an interesting story, so I got that coming up as well. And a whole lot more coming up here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker. I'm glad you could be with me today for the Way Out There show on GJRB Online. And, well, we'll get all that started right after we take a look at some true news. So let's take a look at some true news in brief from the GJRB News Desk. Well, last night, McDonald's Corporation's Twitter account seems to have gone rogue with a salty tweet about Trump. Quote, "You are actually disgusting. Excuse for a president, and we would love to have Barack Obama back." Message was also briefly pinned to the top of Twitter's page and was deleted shortly afterward. McDonald's didn't offer this explanation via Twitter. Okay. Twitter notified us that our account was compromised and we deleted the tweet. Okay, let's see if I can get back to that story. Wait a minute, let me see there. Okay, let's go back to that. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, Twitter notified us that our account was being compromised and we deleted the tweet, secured our account, and now we are investigating this. So they have apologized to Trump over this, okay? They did apologize to Trump, which is good. And they're going to do an investigation as to what happened and how their account was hacked. So, kudos to them. Very good. Thank you so much for that, for realizing that your mistake. Kudos to them. Yeah. Well, another news yesterday, last night, press secretary tells ABC News' Jonathan Karl that President Donald Trump stands by his claims that former President Barack Obama wiretapped his tower.
So, are you saying that the president still stands by his allegation that President Obama ordered wiretapping or surveillance of Trump Tower, despite the fact that the Senate Intelligence Committee says they see no indication that it happened? Does the president still stand by the
first of all, he stands by it, but again, you're mischaracterizing what happened today. The Senate, no. I know. No.
Exactly from their statement.
I understand that, and that at the same time, they acknowledge that they have not been in contact with the Department of Justice. So, but again, I go back to what I said at the beginning. It's interesting. Hold on. It's interesting how, at the same time, where were you coming to the defense of that same Intelligence Committee and those members when they said there was no connection to Russia? You didn't seem to report it then. There was no. So you want to comment and you want to perpetuate a false narrative when
the Clapper said.
But when those individuals have gone out time and time again, when Chairman Nunes has said, number one, that there was no information that he's aware of that existed, that got zero reporting. Number two, when he went out yesterday and said, quote, I think it's very possible, you don't include that in the question mark. The bottom line is that the President said last night that he would be providing, that there would be additional information coming forward. There's a ton of media reports out there that indicate that something was going on during the 26th election. And I think it's interesting. Where was the questioning of the New York Times or these other outlets when that was going on? Where was the question? I believe you will.
See, this is getting really juicy, folks. So they're going to sit there and say, well, what's your freaking excuse here, people? You know? I think it's hilarious, but it's really pathetic, too, at the same time, because what is wrong with people? I mean, seriously, what is wrong with some morons? I don't know. It's a liberal government. See, the liberals want everything to get Trump out of there, and they'll find every which way to make him look bad enough to be impeached. Hey, well, you know what? If you're a chicken lover, be careful. The third commercial poultry breeding operation in the state of Tennessee is now being tested positive for bird flu. Fellows did a recent discovery that bird flu less than 2 weeks ago was reported relatively close at a farm. Officials reported that the chickens were in both locations were tested positive for the same strain of highly pathogenic avian influenza. The report indicates that the state's artificial officials announced that the latest chicken feeding facilities that the latest chicken breeding facilities too. The infection goes from Lincoln County, Tennessee. It lies south to Nashville, close to the Alabama state line. According to chicken breeding facilities, have been diagnosed with infected birds in a neighboring Giles County. Also, Alabama also made some headlines recently as bird flu was once again reported discovered were infecting poultry at least 3 different sites in northern Alabama. So, I don't know who these chickens, I don't know like where they're distributed. That's where what grocery store they distribute it to, or what they do with these chickens, or I believe that they're not they can't do anything with them at this point. Seriously. I don't think so, but I'm sure that this is tricky. We'll be talking about this further on here on GJRB Online. It's the Gary Russin here. I'm Gary J, and this is Way Out There, the show that talks about the strange, the bizarre, the unusual, the things that go bump in the night, folks. This is it. This is the weird stuff that you cannot explain no matter how hard you try. Because if you do, you just get, people who, naysayers, skeptics, what have you, they'll say otherwise. Got a lot of things coming up. I got Strange But True coming up, and that weird story coming out of Zambia. Strange looking creature to come out of the sky in Zambia. I mean, no kidding. You're going to check this out. We'll also do that. We'll also continue doing news throughout the show. This is Freestyle Friday. That means that I can do anything goes, and usually does. And that means that we do all kinds of stuff on our Freestyle Friday. And we leave it open for you. And since this is St. Patrick's Day, I'm also going to play some Irish bumper music. So, you know, you're going to like that. And play some Irish music. So you're going to want to check that out. Got a real good one coming up that takes me back to my childhood. Love the song a lot. Play that one. And all the other stuff. We got so much to, you know, that pretty much going to fill the show as best I could. Being this is the, oh, by the way, this will probably be the last program for a while. We're going to be taking a hiatus break. I'm going to get things ready for the, for our GJRB Freestyle Spring Spectacular, which is going to start pretty darn soon. We're doing the Freestyle Spring Spectacular, and I always enjoy doing this. So we're gonna start this up now. We did this last year. We do it every year. Last year I didn't get a chance to go on the bike and go out and talk to folks like I usually would do. But you know, where I was going to do the Man on the Street segment. Well, first, my GJRB bicycle still needs a tire and an inner tube. So it's going to be a while before I do that. And also, since my voice recorder died, just croaked and did whatever it did that was funky. And so I'm going to have to cancel that for a while. So we're going to kind of put that on hold. The Man on the Street's going to be on hold. I'm waiting for one to come in the mail, but it's going to be a while yet. I don't know exactly when they'll be coming in. It could be any day now. It could be because my wife ordered it, I think the tail end of last week, I think. Something like that. So I'm thinking it might be any time in that period, any time that we could be getting that. So be aware of that, okay? I know this is weather in the news, kind of atmospheric if you really think about it, but this was over in Italy. Did you hear about this one? It could create storms. It's kind of atmospheric. It was another volcano eruption. In weather, in the news, volcano eruption, and some people were injured in Italy. Dozens of people injured, including a scientist and a tourist and television crew, after a violent explosion. This was connected to the atmosphere because of snow. Violent explosion reported. This explosion occurred when magma spewed out of Sicily's Mount Etna and it hit snow. So when you get extreme heat coming from a volcano, molten lava, against extreme cold, which is snow, more than likely you're going to get an explosion. Anyway, the sources indicate that the blast was a result of that, called a, hope I can pronounce this, Phreatic eruption, Phreatic, Phreatic eruption, I guess that's how you say it, which it was a fast-moving one, and the lava moves over snow. It creates a very high-pressure pockets of steam, which results, pow, blow up, right? Pockets of steam. Thankfully, none of the injuries were reported to be serious, although the local media reported several wounded being treated at area hospitals. They're all been reported on this volcano and how it had erupted for days, periodically spewing out ash, but the cause of the disruption of it did not cause any disruption to local residents or the airport or nearby Catania. Okay, so there you go. Catania, bueno. All right, so there you go. Wow, how about that? And I guess they say when it hits snow pockets, that's a cause for an explosion like that. Well, really, when you think about it, extreme heat from molten lava mixed with extreme cold of snow is probably going to cause a steam. I mean, that does make sense when you really think about it. It really does. Because you got, anyway, it's science. You know, I mean, yeah. Anyway, let's take a look at that right now. We're going to take a look at weather on the 5s. See what's going on. Winter is still holding out a grip in northern sections of the U.S. Although this weekend, snow is forecast in the Pacific Northwest, where accumulations could still be over a foot in the Cascades. Meanwhile, Clipper system will drop a few inches of snow in the Great Lakes region and the Northeast on Friday, but by Saturday, the developing coastal storm could bring locally heavy snow into parts of New England. You guys are going to get more snow. And, yeah, over here in the Quad Cities and in the Midwest, we're getting warm. Yeah, how about that? Doesn't that blow your steam? Warm weather. We're getting warm. The temperature today is like in the upper 40s. Pretty close to it. That's weather on the 5s this hour. We'll take a look at that weather again next hour. This is Way Out There on GJRB.
It's that time of year once again. Spring. The time when the weather gets warm, the flowers bloom. Man, GJRB is starting new programs and bringing back older ones that haven't been on for a while. It's the GJRB Spring Spectacular. All new programs and old ones returning, like Radioland, Gary J's Radio and Television Classics under a new name. Radio, television, and movie classics featuring not just radio and television broadcast rarities, but also intermissions from drive-in movie theaters and indoor theaters too, old movie trailers, and movie trivia. The Spring Spectacular will also mean the return of the blues with Gary J's Blues House and country bluegrass with Bluegrass Jubilee. New additions to the Gary Russell program, including The Man on the Street, as I take my voice recorder to the streets of Clinton and ask people their opinions on what's going on in the news and lighter fun stuff. GJRB Spring Spectacular starts in April on GJRB. Watch. Pray. For you not know what hour the Son of God will return. Prophecy, New World Order, terrorism, economic collapse, wars, pandemics, Israel. When they say peace, then cometh sudden destruction. Volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, signs in the heavens. Keep up with world news and events you hear on GJRB's News on the Hour. Go to End Time Headlines at www.endtimeheadlines.org. With a lot of chaos happening, keep in touch with End Time Headlines and GJRB. After 1 year, the wait is over. Now join Pastor Ron Johnston and a panel of men and women to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy. In this world of chaos and upheaval, this is the program that puts it all into perspective. How will we survive? God only knows. So trust Him and listen to the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast or live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB Online. Programs scheduled on GJRB Online are subject to change and can change. If they do, watch for GJRB Schedule Update podcast on my Spreaker public site for time and date change announcements. Coming up, more of Way Out There on GJRB. We got some more great conversation coming up. Strange but true on the way. And a whole lot more, so stay with me. Way Out There continues in just a few moments on GJRB Online on Spreaker. Be right back.
Whether it's baseball, basketball, hockey, even bowling, it's covered on Gary J's sports page. I'll talk about what's going on in the world of sports all over the USA. We'll read you interesting articles about the players and even keep up with the scores of the games going on live. I'll even have guests from time to time and just talk sports. Better than any newspaper page, it comes alive. Gary J's sports page, alternating Saturdays at 2 o'clock Central on GJRB Online.
Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between. Like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radio Land.
If you're a new emerging artist and want your songs out there, the place to go is Reverb Nation. Reverb Nation, a website purely devoted to new music from new artists from every town and every state in the U.S. If you're a solo artist and recording your own music, it's Reverb Nation. Stop on by, visit, listen to the music, check out the site, www.reverbnation.com. Put your music out there and gain an audience. Go to Reverb Nation for the best in new music. And remember, if you like your songs played on GJRB Online's Up and Coming, drop me an email at GaryJ65@yahoo.com. And I'll be playing your song on all GJRB Online shows. Remember the name, Reverb Nation.
Watch. Pray. For you not know what hour the Son of God will return. Prophecy, New World Order, terrorism, economic collapse, wars, pandemics, Israel. When they say peace, then cometh sudden destruction. Volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, signs in the heavens. Keep up with world news and events you hear on GJRB's News on the Hour. Go to End Time Headlines at www.endtimeheadlines.org. With a lot of chaos happening, keep in touch with End Time Headlines and GJRB. Watch. Pray. For we not know what hour the Son of God will return. Prophecy, New World Order, terrorism, economic collapse, wars, pest, Israel. When they say peace, then cometh sudden destruction, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions. End Time Headlines at www.endtimeheadlines.org.
That sound more like everyone else than anyone else.
Hey, alright, it's Kip Casper.
Spreaker is the website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
long time ago when the earth was green, there was more kinds of animals than you.
Boy, I used to love this song when I was a kid. Yeah, this is a classic.
But the loveliest of them all was the unicorn. There was green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-necked camels and some chimpanzees.
Great song.
Cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, the loveliest of all was the unicorn.
Oh yeah, the Unicorn song, the Irish Rovers, as today is St. Patty's Day on GJRB. Here in Clinton, all across America and around the world on Spreaker. You're listening to Way Out There, the strange, the bizarre, the unusual. We got a lot of it here on GJRB Online, and I got a story for you. I know you're going to love this one. Check this out. I was talking about this earlier at the beginning of the show because it's now time for Strange, but true. Yeah, strange but true. You know what I'm talking about. This is where we talk about the bizarre, the unusual, the, what do you call that? Just plain out of this world stories. And bring you the news stories that are weird beyond compare. Strange but true right now on GJRB launches off with that story I was talking about earlier. This is bizarre in itself, folks. I am not kidding you. This is weird, okay? This is definitely on the verge of weird. Okay. Let's see if I can find that now. Oh yeah, here it is. Let's see. Let's see if I can plug that in here into the little thing here and do that, because I have that on the board. I have that running through the mixer now so that I can play it on the air. And it's just a lot more better too. Here it is. This is weird. This comes out of Zambia in Africa, where shoppers were scared by this thing in the sky. They don't know what it is. Can't explain it. But they're saying that it really scattered shoppers at this shopping center in Zambia. Really weird, ugly-looking thing.
A strange human-like shadowy figure appeared in the clouds above a shopping center, sending customers fleeing in terror. The images of the alleged apparition shows a gigantic humanoid head and torso tailing off into what could be long ropes. The shadowy figure is similar to a Dementor, a creature featured in the Harry Potter films. The creature was said to have been photographed in the sky above the Mukaba Mall, in the city of Kit, in north-central Zambia. The figure looks to be composed of a dark solid material rather than being made out of cloud formations themselves. Judged against the cars and buildings seen in the picture, the apparition would seem to be more than 100 meters long. Zambian news outlets are reporting that eyewitnesses said the figure stayed in the sky for around half an hour, and seemed to be looking down on the shopping center below it. It is said that many locals who witnessed the event thought that it was a manifestation of the evil demonic presence, leaving some in a state of fear, and others running away panicked. One eyewitness was quoted as saying, "We were shocked to see images that looked like a human in the clouds for close to 30 minutes. Some started crying, but others ran away. It was so strange."
Bizarre. Yeah. This thing is really horrid looking. I mean, no kidding. I look at this picture going, what the heck was that? Apparently, the oddity is likely just a vivid cloud formation, but some observers are now saying that this possibly could be dismissed as the event that was purposely orchestrated or began praying to a spirit. Although I don't know about that. Others opted for a different reaction to it, deciding that to flee the area out of fear that the figure was an ominous sign. What kind, I don't know. Ominous sign of some sort. I mean, this thing is hoarded. Now, I could keep the picture because coming up when we get back into the GJRB TV YouTube channel and I do my video version of this program, which I'm going to do a video. Well, you remember when I used to do the combination Gary Russ and Way Out There show? We're going to bring that back. But I'm also going to do a Way Out There show on YouTube. It's just a Way Out There show. And I'm going to have that on. I will show you a picture of this thing if you haven't seen it already. I mean, it is a bizarre looking thing. I was looking at it going, what the heck is that? I mean, man, it looked like a giant, it looked like a giant fish. Could have been anything. Could be a giant octopus. It could have been anything, but it was the ugliest thing I have ever seen in my whole life. I mean, that was scary alone. Till this day, I can't figure out what the heck that could have been. I'm looking at it, and I'm saying, wow. Oh, boy, was that ugly. Anyway, let's go back now. I got another story coming up for you on Strange But True. This one, let me see, get into that. I want to go down the line here a little bit. Let's go fly down there. Next story, strange, about that shadow person over Zambia. A mysterious doorway. We talked about that to the underworld. I didn't really get much out of that one. But the eerie ghostly type of video upset a city. That video has a video to it, but it's more visual than audio. It's more visual than audio because you can only see it. I'll play this one for you on my video version of this program because you're not going to understand it. It's just beginning. There's a door banging. You can hear a door banging in the background. This is a very unsettling footage, perfectly captured. And I'll tell you about it. I'm going to go to a break, but I'm going to tell you about it when I get back. It is weird. I mean, I've never seen anything like this puppy. Jeez, man. I'm talking about. I'm gonna talk about this when I get back, because this is strange, but true. Way Out There on GJRB Online on Spreaker. Glad you could be with me today. Coming up in the next hour, we're going to open up the Spreaker lines, the chat rooms, and the GJRB cell, so that you can get in on the conversation, get in on some of the stuff we're talking about, because this is neat and yet totally weird stuff, folks. Really out of this world. And we do it here on Freestyle Friday. That means anything goes and possibly can go, and you never know what's going to happen on GJRB Online on Spreaker when we do this program. Okay? Definitely not. So hang in there. We'll be right back. Got more Way Out There coming up next here on GJRB Online across America and around the world. If you have Spreaker, you got GJRB.